If I asked you where you're going to be in a year from today, what would you tell me? Because I guarantee that you have absolutely no idea, because I had no idea either. Now, a year ago to the day was the day that I started uploading on my YouTube channel, and here you can have a look here. This is the beginning. Here's my first couple of videos right here. They are all private now, but as you can see, they were uploaded on December 5th, which is when this video was supposed to come out this year. However, when I went to record this video, I actually received some very unfortunate news that I had lost somebody very, very close to me. And so I took 2 weeks to just kind of work through all of that. It's been very rough, and that's kind of why my content's been all over the place recently. And it's just, you know, it is what it is. I'm not asking for any sympathy. Everybody has to go through things like this in their life. But the reason that I bring this up is because you really do never know where you're going to be in a year from now. A year ago, I had absolutely nothing to my channel. My stream only had about 20 viewers. My YouTube videos were getting like 100 views at best on a good day. And I just grinded and I uploaded every single day all the time. And in a year, I went from literally nothing to one of the more up and coming CS content creators. And I kind of want to make it, you know, an entire recap video like this every single year to kind of document the journey, whether that be good or bad. Maybe this time next year I lose it all. Who knows? You know, you really never know. But I also want to make it as a inspirational thing for everybody who has any goals to, you know, do anything. Because in a year, I went from somebody who had zero experience to somebody who has a lot of experience, and I can teach and coach other people to make content or how to play the game. And I still do that. There's a lot of people that are making YouTube videos now because I helped them or because I taught them how to do things, and they've been doing very well. And it's really weird because a year doesn't seem like it's that long of a time, and it's really not. The difference is just making sure that you have every day count, because you genuinely never know when everything's going to end. And I think that it's very, I don't know, it's a weird taste in my mouth, because it's like, I feel like, you know, it's difficult, you know, losing somebody that close to you kind of puts a lot of things into perspective, especially the 1 year anniversary from when I started uploading. It's almost haunting. But instead of not making the video because of what was going on, it kind of made me want to make the video more, because life comes at you fast. And I think it's important to remember to not waste any opportunities that you're given. Every day is, quite frankly, a blessing, and you don't want to let these things go away. And with that being said, I would like to just go ahead and talk about some of the things that I've done this year, just so that you guys can learn and kind of follow along with the story and the progression of Austin CS. So this year started off pretty standard. I started uploading the YouTube videos just like you had been seeing. I started streaming, catching some traction, and it was actually pretty good. I went to Atlanta and St. Louis with my Davenport team, and unfortunately, I didn't end up going to Davenport University like I had planned to, but I got some LAN experience, met some really cool guys, and we made another team. All the while, I was still uploading on YouTube, and it started to kind of gain a little bit of traction around that time. And then in April, everything really took off, because that was when the first CS2 beta came out, and I was able to play it. I was uploading clips and content and informational stuff like I had been for CSGO, but just this time in CS2, and then I saw my career start to take off even more. It was really surreal. That time frame in this year is absolutely insane. And it all kind of like peaked when I went to IEM Dallas in June. I got recognized by so many of you guys, and I cannot thank you enough. If you guys came up to me in Dallas, thank you so much. It was very humbling. I got to take, you know, a lot of people with me that were very special, and they all got to see everything and how real things were. You know, meeting people that told me like, oh man, it was so crazy. It's so nice to meet you. Can you sign this for me? Hey man, can I get a picture? Or one thing that I never thought would happen was I had somebody's mom come up to me and say, hey, would you sign this for my kid? He's a really big fan, and he's a little nervous. He doesn't want to come talk to you. And that was so, I couldn't believe it. Like, these kind of things you never really think. And I remember I went home that night and I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like very weird. It was a very weird feeling, but I knew I was excited because I'd been given an opportunity that I did not want to waste. And so when I got back, instead of just going, oh yeah, I'm the shit, I'm that guy, instead I came back and I worked even harder, because that's all I cared about, was just making sure that people had those the content that they want. People were telling me, thank you for this, thank you for that. Then I started getting recognized in pugs. People come to the stream, things are going crazy. Hey, Austin, I like, oh, I learned this from you, I learned this from you. And it just made me feel like I have a goal. I have a role now in the CS scene, and that's all I ever wanted. I'm the guy that teaches people utility. And you might learn utility from anybody, and I'm not saying that I'm single-handedly responsible for whatever, but people that did learn from me, and people that have told me like, oh Austin, I watched one of your videos and got really into CS and I love the game, like that kind of stuff is just, it's very touching to me, because this game is very special to me. It's basically my entire life at this point, so it's like, it's nice that I get to share that enthusiasm and that sort of passion for a game like this. And so it's like, it's a really weird thing. It is. And to not have any of this a year ago and to now have this it's odd, but you know, we're taking it one day at a time, you know, and it just kind of embracing how things are. And I want to talk about a couple other things. I also got to go to my first international LAN. We got the pleasure of playing at IESF 2023 in Iași, Romania. Me and my team, we got to go represent Team USA, and it was a fantastic experience. I got to go for 2 entire weeks and just kind of see behind the scenes, kind of, you know, get to play at an event like that. I got to play against EU teams on LAN. Granted, we got shit on, but you know, that's expected, right? I mean, that's expected. You know, it is what it is. I learned a lot. It was a great time. I met so many people, and I even got to meet my manager, who you guys might have heard about or might have known. You can, you know, shout out to him. He's the GOAT. Yeah, and then, you know, we got back and things were kind of chill. We hit like a little weird time where coming back after being gone for 2 weeks is like the motivation's low. But then we got right back into it a couple weeks later, and things were looking really good, because when I got back, I made the decision that instead of looking for a new team with the release of CS2, I actually wanted to just make a stream team until CS2 kind of got its legs. I don't know about you, but the way I kind of feel about like grinding CS2 right now, I don't think there's that many opportunities. Even though I've heard this argument a lot, I feel like with CS2, you would think that, oh, you want to grind really hard so you could be one of the first people there. I don't actually think that that's true, at least in my opinion. As much as I would love to go and grind all that stuff, I also have to worry about my YouTube and my streams, and I don't really think that putting in 8 to 10 hours a day grinding to go pro in CS2 is as worth it as it was at the end of CSGO, because CS2 is changing so much all the time. I mean, the mechanics are getting changed, the maps are getting changed. There's literally zero guarantees, and it still does kind of have this feeling of like, I know while I'm playing CS2 that I'm not playing the version I'm going to be playing at this time next year. I know that. It's going to be so different. We're going to be like, how the hell were we playing that? And so it's not as motivating for me, but I still want to compete. So I started my stream team. Now you're watching this on the More Austin CS channel, which means you're probably very familiar with my team that I started, Team Wicked. And with this team, not only did I want to stream everything and record everything, but I wanted to take it serious. So you could think of like how Team Mythic is and how they stream their matches and everything. I wanted to do that, but I actually wanted to do it a little bit different, where instead of just, you know, showing up for matches and having a good time, I actually wanted to try and practice and teach my viewers along the way of teaching my friends. For example, my good friend Logan, it's his first time playing on a team, and so I have a lot that I can teach him from the experience that I've gained, because I don't know, I've been to 9 or 10 lands. I'd have to count again. I've been to 9 or 10 lands in the past couple of years. You know, I have countless seasons of ESEA experience, not saying that that means anything, but I know kind of how Team CS works, and I just kind of want to, you know, share my process of teaching, and maybe that can help you. Because when I first started playing Team CS, I was seeking out content with like that I'm making with my team right now. All I wanted was better players to teach me. All I wanted was better players to tell me if what I was doing was right. And to be honest, better players don't do that. Whenever they want to, like, they kind of gatekeep information, and I think it's a little weird. Not saying everybody does, but on average, it felt like anytime we asked somebody better than us to help, they always said no. And so I always said, like, if I ever get the chance, I'm going to try to make a YouTube series about Team CS, and I finally have been given that opportunity, and I cannot thank you guys enough that you guys enjoy the content as much as you have. The support has been quite frankly overwhelming, and it's been a very good journey, and I don't think that this team is going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Obviously, in terms of still going pro, I am young. I would still love to go pro and compete at majors and go to these tier 1 teams in the future, but right now I kind of want to just sit down, do my thing, teach everybody. You know, maybe I can make this team something special. Maybe that's a little overzealous, but I don't know. I kind of have this feeling of like, yeah, I think what I'm doing is good. I think what I'm doing is right, and I'm really enjoying it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, some of the Team Wicked stuff I just wanted to talk about, because this kind of wraps up the end of the year. Some of the Team Wicked stuff, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Austin, you're not a good IGL. Oh, Austin, you think you're good. Well, yeah, I do think I'm good because I know I am. But the thing is that I'm not an IGL. That's the entire point, right? Like, if I just came to this team and played the role that I've played my entire career, then that doesn't matter, because who's going to teach my other teammates? My other teammates don't have experience like I do. Who's going to teach them? It doesn't mean anything if I go and I do really good and my team is just like kind of stumbling through the game, right? That's not the point. The point is that I'm the experienced one coming to take on a role that I have never done before, and I'm trying to teach everyone. And I know that you guys mostly understand, but there's a lot of people that are kind of preying on my downfall because they think that me being an IGL means that I think that I'm smart or something. And the reality is that's not true. I really don't know what I'm doing as an IGL, and I think that that's kind of apparent, right? But that's the thing. The Team Wicked series is always going to be a raw, unedited, unfiltered. If I'm struggling, you're gonna know. And I think that it's important that you do know, instead of me just showing you all the highlights, because then you actually know what it takes to compete. And I think that that's like my main goal. So, you know, that's just something I wanted to address on the end of the year review thing. But yeah, so 2023 has been simultaneously the best and the saddest year of my life, to be honest. There's been a lot of downtime. There's been a lot of really sad and unfortunate things that have happened, but there's been a lot of good. So it's kind of averaging out to be, you know, one of the most memorable years, but I hope that everything gets better going forward. But yeah, just another closing thing. I know a lot of people are really hating on my beard. Look, if you go back and look at this time last year, it was a mess. At least now it almost is there. Maybe this time next year, it might be good, right? Surely. I'm trying my best. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my dad, but my dad's got a really big beard and I'm trying to get to that. And I think I could do it, but you know, people are going to say what they're going to say, but I don't care. Another thing that's also really cool about the end of this year is that I started on January 1st, a weight loss goal that I wanted to do, right? So the idea was, well, this is the year I want to lose some weight. As you guys probably are aware, I'm a big guy and there's nothing wrong with, you know, accepting that and trying to move past that. I don't think that it's a good thing to be big. I'm not trying to glorify any of that, but you know, it was finally the time that I came to terms with, okay, my life needs to change. It's about that time. You're getting older. Let's stop playing around, right? So I started this year with the fitness goal. I wanted to lose, you know, a good amount of weight. But it, you know, this year's has ups and downs. But I can say, even though I haven't been perfect this entire year, I did come out on top, a total of minus 40 pounds, which I think is pretty impressive. I've never lost that much weight. But the thing is what really gets me, and if you watch my stream, I say this all the time, is if I lost 40 pounds, then where the fuck did it go? Because I still look the same to me. Like, that's disgusting. How did I have 40 pounds of who even knows what? I don't even know where the fuck it came from. Like, maybe my hands are a little less fat. Like, I feel it a little bit. But, like, dude, like, I don't know where all that shit came from. And I couldn't believe it. Like, if you choose to not believe me, like, oh, that's cat, bro, I don't really care. I mean, the scale's not lying to me, you know? So I don't know where it came from either. So if you can't tell, I can't tell, but I feel a lot better physically, which is nice. So I want to keep that going for next year. I want to keep that going for the rest of my life. I want to be healthy because obviously, like, I want to be here as long as I can. And I don't really want to troll just because I'm lazy. That's dumb. So I want to be productive physically, online as well with the content. And I also want to be productive, you know, anything else that I want to do going forward. Yeah. So closing thoughts. For this year in review, this is something I want to do every year, just kind of like wrapping up where I'm at for an entire year. Closing thoughts is, guys, it's been a good year. We all made it through. I'm proud of all of you guys. It's not always easy, but we did it. And at this time next year, we'll be saying the same thing. And we're always getting better. We're always improving. And just make sure that every day you spend like it could be your last, because it really just could be. You actually never know, do you? Make sure that you make sure you call the people close to you. And yeah, that's it. Don't ever take anything for granted. It could all go away. Just like that. You never know. And I don't mean to make that a sad note, so let's end on a happy note. Boys, I have such big plans going for 2024, and I'm so glad that you guys are with me on this journey. If you guys aren't already subscribed to the More Austin channel, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe. I know it's shameless, but come on, let's go. And also like as well, and comment your biggest accomplishment of 2023 and something that you want to accomplish in 2024. I'm going to read as many of the comments as I can, and I will respond a nice, well thought out response and give you some words of encouragement. So guys, let's keep the positive energy going. I feel like there's not a lot of positive energy in the CS scene, and I think that we're doing a good job in this community at pushing out as much positivity as we can. So let's keep it going into the next year, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for supporting me as always. Much love, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
We got to remember things check marks. Like, brother, like, you're check marked. At least have some class when you're talking.
That's a good analogy, actually. Hold up, wait.
Yes, that's a great argument to prove what I'm saying to be right, because that's